BCE News. We welcome staff, students, and visitors to our broadcast. Today is Thursday, October 6th, is day 5 on the special schedule. Here's the weather and lunch for today. Sunny in the morning, rain in the afternoon, high of 64.
Today's lunch is chicken drumstick with the sides of roasted baby red potatoes, fresh and canned assorted fruit, assorted fresh veggies with dip, and an apple salad dessert. The alternative is Munchie Bunch Yum Box or Uncrustable with string cheese. Here's today's top stories. Happy National Homemade Cookies Day, yo!
Now for a joke. Why did the cookie go to the hospital?
Why?
Because he felt crummy.
Oh.
Aha. Please welcome Mrs. McDonald.
Thank you. Oops, did you get your foot? We don't want to trip up the announcers. Well, it's a wonderful Thursday here at Bluff Creek, and I've got some important things to tell you about. Most of you received one of these earlier this week or before the Ryder Cup break, and it's about our fall box top contest. Our PTO is saying that for the month, just a few more days left, your classroom can collect box tops for education. And then the homeroom that has the most will end up having a party of your choice. And so that means that your teacher and your class could vote on what kind of party you wanted to have to celebrate that you raised all these box tops. Now what do they do with these box tops? They turn them in and they get money, and that's how we replace some of the playground equipment and do the playground toys that are out there, like the balls and the jump ropes and whatever. So this is extremely exciting. So I know I have a few, I just haven't put them, I have to wait till I have one for every homeroom and have to put them in those. Now, we have another thing to tell you about. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have a pep festival, and that festival is going to be our kickoff for the Readathon. Now, at Bluff Creek Elementary, we're going to have a readathon that occurs on October 28th. That's the last day before the Harvest Fall Weekend, which is before Halloween. And we are going to have a special day all about reading. And you have a chance to help earn money for Bluff Creek by being sponsored. And a packet's going to go home with you tomorrow. But at the kickoff tomorrow, you're going to hear about some prizes you can win for getting sponsored and about some of the fun events that we're going to be doing. So think about Readathon tomorrow morning. You're going to go to a very brief, about a 20-minute kickoff. And our PTO is the people sponsoring this. So it's all for you because it's parents, teacher, organization. We're all here to help you have the benefit of those things. Now, being a Thursday today, we're going to try to wrap up NWA map testing. It seems like it has taken forever. I know you're taking the test, but Mrs. Best and I are just like, oh my. And if things go well, you need to know that we're probably going to do a stay put safety drill tomorrow. That's my plan. I've said this a couple times, and testing always manages to mess it up, but we really do need to have one. School's been in session for about 5 or 6 weeks, and we need to really be prepared if we ever had to go into our stay put safety positions. So lots of exciting things happening here at Bluff Creek. Today I'm going to go into the cafeteria and I'm going to be looking for a quieter environment. I really don't want to turn the stoplights back on. They're not my favorites, but I noticed that yesterday it was so loud that I was down visiting my friends in the first grade and I could hear the cafeteria. So I can imagine they hear it in the media center. So we need to work at getting the sound and the volume down there. And I also was told of something very strange, and so this could be a rumor, but you know, I heard that it seems in 4th and 5th grade that there is this thing about flipping over water bottles and trying to, while they're filled with water, and trying to get them to land on the tops of the bottles, and it's making a horrible sound. And that's not really being respectful, and it's not appropriate. Now, is it going to hurt anybody? No, not necessarily. But if we have hundreds of kids in the cafeteria and everybody makes that thumping sound, I think it would make lunch not quite so enjoyable. So I'll be in there trying to find out, but I think it has to be a rumor. I can't imagine that really happening in our cafeteria. So I will be looking and visiting, and I hope that you have a roaring good Thursday.
Thank you for watching. Our broadcast was brought to you by Emma Zubert
and Ella Gligor,
and on Tech Crew, Kylie Martin and Valerie Marinas. Have a great day at school. Remember to roar with pride. Roar, roar, roar!